Hello, we are Team One Plan. We took on challenge number 1, the Project Plan Evolution Dashboard. Our team comprised of Alex Coles, our team captain, Becky Connolly, Miguel Angel, and Sophia Rosa. Our challenge was set by N-Plan, who work with a number of companies across a wide variety of industries to provide automated forecasting into the behaviour of projects and their individual activities. When providing this insight, they receive updates and changes to the project plan data directly. This allows their automated systems to provide live updates to the clients on the status of their projects. However, many companies make significant changes to the project schedule, and this can often significantly change the insight provided to them. We were tasked to create a dashboard to visualize the data regarding update changes and any other insight that we could find that affects the project. The main users that we identified for this project were the client and the project managers. As a client, I would like to be able to see clear, up-to-date and easy to understand breakdowns of all updates and changes throughout the duration of a project. This will enable me to work out any issues that need to be addressed with project managers to get back on track. Additionally, it will allow me to assess any financial implications. As a project manager, I would like to be informed of all changes within the project as we go along so that I can address any issues, reallocate resources where necessary, and assess timelines based on current progress levels. It would be useful for me to know the critical path of the project to avoid missing crucial deadlines that would greatly affect the project. The data for this project was presented to us as 130 CSV files with 3 different files for each update in the project, which include activities, links, and milestones.
Early on, we engaged with the challenge setters to clarify their requirements. We explored the data and tried to understand whether the data required any cleaning before it could be used. After that, we brought all the CSV files together using Python code, and we ended up with just 3 CSV files that would then get straight into Power BI dashboard that we could share and review with key stakeholders. Eventually, in the dashboard, we wanted to show some key metrics, such as total number of activities, changes to milestone dates, activities removed or added to the project, critical path, as well as project topology.
While analyzing the data, we discovered a few challenges, including disorderly and inconsistent revisions, as well as missing and anonymized data that complicates linkage and urgencies. In order to simplify the number of files, we created a set of functions that extract the metadata from the CSV files. Utilizing the Python programming language, the functions filter the files into 3 categories. We have the master activity CSV file, the master link CSV file, and the master milestone CSV file. The master files are stored in the results folder, subsequently applied to analytical software.
I'd now like to walk you through the dashboards that we've developed as a tool to help visualize the combined data that we've produced through Python. This first page shows the increase in complexity between revisions in terms of activities, milestones, and links between activities and milestones. What you can see here quite clearly is that between revision number 1 and revision number 10, there was a significant increase in complexity of between 28 and 35%. And what this would allow the user to do is to assess whether this increase in complexity is matched with an increase in resources and time. We're then able to dive down into some of the actual activity information. We can look at what percentage of activities were finished quicker than planned or slower than planned. So you can see here that most were slightly quicker than planned, but there was a bit of a tail on them. There's also information around whether things finished earlier than planned or later than planned. And what we can do now with this is that we can drill through and look at some of the specific information around activities, including the full program information around the activities. From there, we can do something very similar for milestones, looking at where there were delays and improvements on milestones. You can look within a certain band as well around what we refer to as turbulence, i.e. how often the milestone dates were being changed, and you can see here that there wasn't actually that much turbulence within the data. You can also again look at a specific milestone and some of the information around it. What we're most proud of, I would say, and something that's kind of the most conceptual at the moment, is around a network visualizer, which shows the complexity of the program. Now, first off the bat, this allows us to compare quite visually the size of the program between revisions. So you can see here that between the first revision and the most recent revision, you can almost visually see the expansion. It also allows you to drill down into things like the centrality and the importance of a node. So you can see here that if we look at this extremely well connected milestone, we can then filter around that milestone. We can see all of the related activities, and we can also look up the information around how that milestone performed. This is very much a work in progress, and what we'd like to develop in the future is the ability to look at the whole network and visualize, perhaps through colors or node sizes, the actual delay itself. You can see which activities are the key drivers on project slippage through the visuals on the left from the dashboard, which show increased activity durations and worst plan versus actual per activity. It also shows the centrality of those activities through the network graph. In terms of predictions, we've been able to assess the percentage of activities within certain delay and duration periods, and this is the start of a predictive model. And in terms of accommodating different technical and analytic competencies through the dashboards, we've set it up as an easy to understand cover page, which ranges all the way through to advanced cutting edge tools such as the network graph, which you can see at the end of the dashboards. We've also used clear signposting and explanations throughout